Not an ounce of truth. Not an ounce of truth. Those allegations. Same thing that's happening to President Trump at the national level with four different false prosecutions is happening to me in Miami at the local level.
With City of Miami elections fewer than 2 months away, the bombshell corruption-related arrest this week of incumbent Commissioner Alex Diaz de la Portilla is a major plot twist. Just over 24 hours later, the governor suspended him from office. But innocent until proven guilty, Diaz de la Portilla tells us he is out campaigning today. And so are two people running against him. And you will hear from both. First up, Marvin Tapia, who has long been involved in community work in Miami, especially in promoting Little Havana as a destination. Marvin, welcome to the program.
Glenna, good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
So any way to take your glasses off so when we can
Yes.
talk, people can see your face there. Hello.
Absolutely.
So I see you are literally out campaigning, and I appreciate you
Yes.
stopping and joining us. But tell us why you jumped into this race late last month, not very long ago, to challenge someone, an incumbent commissioner who is pretty powerful, has a lot of money, and that was before he was arrested.
I'll tell you that it was never something that I said, I'm going to be commissioner one day. I've just been a community member, a very active community member for as long as I can remember. It was just something that I've always loved to do. Build community. I've loved to help people out. I actually created an investment company just so I can help small businesses, so people can know that I'm just a helper. I was always, how else can I help? I love the city. I love the cultures that are here. And then a year ago, someone planted a seed. It's like, hey, you know what? You're next. You should run. We really need some representation. And here we are. Little did I know that it'd be this crazy, this fast. But I'm extremely excited to be able to represent our residents. I think that there's an incredible amount of lack of representation in our city. There's never, we don't feel heard. We feel ignored by our city and our local politicians. So I think that I know that I want to bring about some real positive change for our residents.
All right, so let's get into that, because those are really nice words, and if you are a really nice person, all that is great, but then when you get that chair, what are the issues? What do you see as the biggest issues, or hear from constituents as District 1 and Miami's biggest issues, and what can you do to make things happen?
So the more I talk to people, the more I realize just how much they don't even know who their commissioner is. They don't feel connected whatsoever. They feel ignored. I'm a person from the community. I want to bring about that connection between our residents and our local office. I want that. I want to bridge that gap. I know that. So that's number one. Number two is affordability. People just feel like they cannot live here. They try to reach our commissioner. And just no answer. What can we do? Developers are just coming in here and really just taking over our district. I'm very proud to say that I spearheaded the project. I helped turn Little Havana into a national treasure, along with a lot of nonprofits. And I'm very, very proud of that. Little Santo Domingo, as you know, a very large Dominican community in Alapata, part of District 1, is facing some of those similar issues. And I've talked to the nonprofits and the organizations, and with my experience and with the community input, I know that we can battle this together. Miami is unique. Miami is so special because of the cultures that call Miami home. We can't just ignore that. We need to give them a voice. We need to advocate for them, and we need to keep Miami as special as it is, because the people are what make it that way.
All right, so let me really get into some practical things about a campaign. Right now, the last contribution filing, you have no contributions in your campaign. Money is the mother's milk of politics, as we hear for decades before. How do you manage, with no money, getting your message out against possibly two opponents, one of them being suspended at the moment, but the commissioner has a lot of money, millions of dollars. And may I say, from his voters' perspective, someone who gets things done for them. That is why they vote for him. So how do you combat them with, at the moment, no money?
So when those reports came out, I hadn't filed. Or I hadn't done the report. The report hasn't come out. There is actually money in my bank account. It just hasn't been filed. I think my next date is coming up to file, and all the earnings, all the contributions will be seen. So actually there is money because I've had to pay the consulting and the team. There is money there, it just hasn't been reported yet because that report came out before I filed.
Okay, that makes sense. So tell us who is supporting you? Where is your money coming from, since we can't see that yet?
Very important key stakeholders, not just from the community, and a very strong, supportive family and friend system that I would not be here without. But I wouldn't also have not nominated, not be part of this race if it weren't for the support, key support of organizations and key businesses in this district, aside from other political support that I've received. Again, I would not be here if I didn't have the support. I understand how important it is to be able to send mailers. I understand how important it is to have a team and be able to pay those things. But what I want the community to know is that as much money as this individual has, it's more important to me, the residents, and for them to know how I hold them and the priority that they fall into my campaign. Residents come first. So, and I know as much as campaigning as I've been, nonstop, I'm knocking on doors. I couldn't be in the studio today because I'm out. I stopped here at the park just so I can have good reception. But I'm talking to people day in and day out, and the opinion is exactly the same. I've talked to over 500 residents. I think I've had one opponent, one person say, well, De La Portilla. Everyone else has been supportive. They're unfortunately disappointed with the lack of representation, with the lack of movement that they've seen. Nothing has happened. So I tell the residents, if you're happy with what you've seen in the last 4 years, you know where to vote, you know who to vote for. But as we can see, there has been nothing done in our community. We've been left on hold. And so I know that that's something that I need. I need to bridge that gap between our residents and our local office, and that's something that is on my top priority.
If you get this District 1 seat, real quickly in the short time we have left, there are a number of people in the administration who take orders because the commission is their bosses. Anyone you would fire right off the bat in the City of Miami administration? Or
I'd have
vote
to
to
get
fire.
there.
You're 1 vote of 5. Vote to fire.
I'd have to get there and see. I'm a person that loves to learn and see. I'd go into City Hall and first would see how we can flip and turn our focus to the residents before I decided that I wanted to fire or come in guns blazing. I'm a person that believes in community. I'm a person that believes in teamwork. I cannot do this alone. This takes an entire village to flip the type of corruption that we're seeing. If we really want to make a difference for our residents, which should be our number one priority, our residents and their well-being, then we need to do it as a team. This is not something that I'm on my own.
Marvin Tapia, back to campaigning for you. We will be in touch over the next couple of months, and great to have you aboard the show.
I appreciate the time, and I just want you to know that my main focus is our people and making a positive change for our city. I know we can do it.
Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.